There's no age, and we'll just take the questions so even the others can have your questions. So, any questions? Someone was saying something? In a group discussion, his question is that in a group discussion, is it a good idea to take neither of the sides and to be neutral towards the discussion? So in that case, what happens is, say for example, it's not a very good idea personally. I would not want that, because then your decisiveness is not there and you're trying to ride both the boats. So I would not want to see that personally. The second, what I could do is, like, say for example, yes, I agree. Like, say for example, I'm taking the side, I am yes for a topic. I am yes for the topic because there are disadvantages. So we should not go with this because of reason A, reason B, reason C as cited by the others. But at the same time, the advantages outweigh the disadvantages. So it's not a bad idea to acknowledge that the cons are also there, but the pros are more, and therefore what I think, according to me, I think this is right. I know that there are disadvantages, but the advantages are still more. Maybe I am not saying that the BJP government has fulfilled all the promises, but at least they've done 20%. Making so many promises and doing 20% is much better than what the previous government was doing. So instead of comparing the performance of the BJP government with what they have done versus what they promised, I'd rather compare the arguments of the BJP government with respect to the Congress government. I agree there are a lot of loopholes, that the Prime Minister is maybe on a flight mode or whatever I want to make. I agree to that, but at the same time our economy requires more investment. So when I outweigh the cons with the pros, I think I would rather go with the topic. So there is no harm in giving both the sides and agreeing to it. And then also giving your judgment, because you're accepting that there are these problems, but at the same time this is what I believe in. So that's fine, you can do that. But not giving a judgment, I think it's not a good idea. Any more questions? Yes, please. So if the interviewer is questioning you as to why would you want to pursue MBA in finance, your answer could be, say for example, I've studied finance subject in CA Inter and I really enjoy that. That could be one answer. I have seen the finance paper in my graduation specialization paper. That could be the second answer. I have seen a lot of number crunching in CFA and FRM, and that's why I want to pursue MBA in finance. Say suppose someone is questioning why you've already completed CFA, you already have a specialized knowledge in finance, why do you want to do an MBA? You've already done a CA, why do you want to do an MBA? Because I believe that maybe I could add a little more to my grooming. Maybe I could work on, I want to put myself in those stressful areas wherein we have to meet deadlines for projects and all. A lot of teamwork will be done. And also a very important part, as we all agree, is the campus placement. So my ultimate goal is going to be a campus placement. And also you can say that I want an experience in the college, and there are multiple reasons, one of which is a campus placement. Don't just say ki salary, paisa. Don't do that. But there are a lot of reasons why I want to do an MBA. One, because I want to enhance my knowledge. Two, I think it's going to be enhancing my grooming and, meeting deadlines, a lot of projects and working with, you're competing with your friends. So learning that experience. And the third, of course, campus placement is also a very important integral part of the program. So that could be an answer when you're giving for an MBA program. Like say, for example, I have specialized my graduation in marketing area, contrary to my specialization, which is totally into finance. And my prepared answer is, now nobody questions me on my graduation. But say, for example, a few years back when someone questions me on my graduation, my answer is because everything that I've learned, I've already covered everything in finance and the chartered accountancy and the CFA curriculum or the FRM curriculum, and there's nothing new that BCom was going to test me in the third year. So I'd rather learn something new. And anyways, even the finance professionals, we ultimately need to market ourselves if we are on the front end. So that is an answer which I could give, and it's a different view of looking at things. So that could be one of the answers you could give. Anything else? Quickly, please. Questions? Please throw in your questions. Nothing else? Yes. See, bad handwriting, so his question is that if I say my weakness is giving a poor handwriting, in your job it's a very bad weakness to give, because you're not going to be writing, a doctor saying my handwriting is bad is like a qualification criteria. So giving an excuse that my handwriting is bad, you're not going to be writing things. You're going to be putting it everything on mail or on computer. So bad handwriting is not a weakness. I would not give that. That's a very childish one to give. Bad handwriting would not be an excuse, because you understand, right? Bad handwriting here, it's not relevant also to my job. You give a weakness which is relevant. My weakness could be I'm not a very good athlete. It's not even required for you to be an athlete. So yes. So there are a lot of group discussion. His question is, there are a lot of group discussion when people are shouting at each other, raising their voices and all. In that case, you maintain your calm because the moderator is watching. What you do continuous on a persistent basis is, may I please get an opportunity, may I please put my point forward. If someone is cutting you in between, if someone barges in the conversation between a point you're making, please allow me to complete, please allow me to speak, please allow me to speak continuously. Please allow me to speak, 5 seconds, please allow me to speak, please allow me to speak. You continuously do that. And the moderator himself, if it gets very heated, he himself will get into it. This kind of a problem happens more in the MBA kind of B school GDs and all, but not in the corporate ones, because corporate ones are going to be more, you know, they've got a little experience, and then you know, the environment also matters. So you're not going to be facing that problem so often in the corporate interviews. Any more questions? Yes, please.
Once in my college only, I was having this interview, the best manager round, and when I entered the first question, they asked me, there were 4 panelists, and they asked me that why do you think you are the best over here?
Right.
I couldn't have a perfect response to it. So
so when someone is asking why are you the best candidate, or why should we hire you, so as I told you, give a disclaimer that I would not be in a position to comment about the other candidates, as I do not know them as closely as you have been evaluating them. Don't add the word as you have been evaluating them. So I have not seen them as closely, but I could definitely vouch for myself, me being these criteria, and I believe it's up to you to decide, to take a call on that. So in case you're having a business fest competition wherein you have the competitors, in that case, based on the performance of their previous rounds, you're answering. That's a specific question. That's not going to be a job interview. In the job, nobody's going to ask you that compared to the other candidates, how are you? Because you have not evaluated the other candidates. In a job interview, this question will not turn up. That why are you better than the other candidates? And even if this question turns up, all you can say is, I cannot vouch for, I cannot comment on the others, but I can only vouch for myself, because so these are my qualities. Baki aap dekh lo. Next question. Yes, please.
So I have my dad's CA firm. So if I go for an interview in CA firm and ask him why do I want to continue in my dad's CA firm, what should be my answer?
So if someone is interviewing, say for example, you have been working with your dad in your father's firm or in your relative's firm or something, and then there is that you have put in your work experience. Of course, on your resume, you're not writing in brackets dad's firm, right? But what happens is, say for example, my surname is Bajaj and I'm working in SS Bajaj Associates or something like that. In that case, it is possible that the question turns up as to, you know, what is the size of the firm? Is it your family driven firm or something? Or have you worked in your own family business and all? So you have to comment, yes, it is my own family business, but on the very first day, my father told me that, you know, keep the profession aside, and over here you have to work as an employee and you have to climb the ladder. And my dad made sure that I was sitting, eating and working with the other articles earlier, and then I had to actually climb. I have 3 levels of seniority above me before I can reach my dad's position, or 4 levels of seniority above me. So by highlighting the fact that you have 4 levels to climb before you come to your dad's position or your dad's level, you're highlighting basically you have been working as an employee in your own organization. And maybe my dad wants me to have an idea about all the facets, and therefore I've been working under the production manager right now. I have to work 6 months under each of the departments, and then I will be getting a managerial role or something. And he told me I'll have to earn it, and that is why, you know, I had to study. He did not allow me to enter his business before when I was a graduate, and I had to actually earn my way inside the organization. Because he thinks that he does not want to ruin everything that he started from scratch. It shows a lot of integrity. You know, it shows a lot of good upbringing also. That just because it's my family business, so my son is going to be sitting on the chair immediately. It should never run that way. You need to have that son or daughter to climb that organization inside your company also. Otherwise, you don't understand the importance of building something from scratch. So that could be an answer if you're working in your dad's organization. Yes, please. Yes, please. In your resume, you definitely mention your articleship experience, but at the same time, your company name or your firm name will be there, and your designation will be article clerk or article assistant. So your designation will specify that. They might not give that importance. So his question again is that the companies might not give importance to the internship or the work experience part or something, but it does not depend on that. It depends on how you sell it. That say for example, like we have a very small size firm, and by the end of first year, since the number of people are very less and there is only two principals in my firm, therefore I was single-handedly handling all the client. And at the same time, we had this GST implementation at that point of time, and there was a lot of commotion, and because of my, because I was taking classes at that point of time, so I had seriously I was very involved in the full implementation of GST and all. And then you need to sell it, because then the person will question you 5 things on GST. If you're able to answer, that experience is going to be selling as if it's a full-time experience and not an internship. So it depends on how you are able to sell the internship and how you're able to describe the internship experience. It's going to depend on that. Yes, please. So when you're talking about the CAT form, so CAT forms, common admission test forms for your MBA admissions and all, you cannot do anything about it. So whatever options they are giving you, like say for example CA, CS and all, they ask you to give other designations that you have, you can mention. If there is a column of others designation, you can mention the other designations you have. Definitely, when you're going for an MBA, B school interview or something, whatever qualifications you have, definitely put it in your resume and all. We'll discuss that. और बोलिए, anything else? Anything else? Any other question? I hope it was useful. I hope you guys had a good session. You have an idea about how